You never see men offering women seats on public transport anymore.
The only men that have an issue with a woman that wants a provider is the man that can't provide for a woman.
Can a guy tell me why they can't just be like good and like help a girl out of like the goodness of their heart without like assuming?
I was trying to flirt with a boy, and then he told me that I am not hot enough to be this.
Men are giving women the equality that women wanted, and they seem to hate it for some reason. A lot of men are confused because isn't that what they asked for?
Okay, I don't even care if this is embarrassing to say, but like, I want a boyfriend. I want a husband. I know it's like, we're in the time right now where it's like having a boyfriend.
We're past the era of men making assumptions that women need help. Because again, that could be considered disrespectful and misogynistic.
I'm tired of being the strong, independent, resilient one all the time.
Men don't want to help women.
And what specific topic is this video going to be about?
Here, but I'm generally speaking about why do men have a hard time helping women?
They don't have a hard time helping women, but they've been told to leave women alone.
Something that I have observed not only in my personal life, but literally in the outside world, because I'm a watcher. Men will stand there. The women will have all the bags, the kids, the suitcases, the luggage. She'll be doing everything, and he's just standing there.
I wonder, did she ask for help?
They'll just be standing there, like just watching the woman suffer as if it brings them some kind of pleasure. From my perspective, it looks like that because I'll just be looking and I'm just like, anybody would help that woman right now. Why are you just standing there? Y'all are the men.
I guess some women do need men after all, if for nothing more than to carry heavy objects. But I guess one didn't take into consideration that a lot of men stopped helping women because whenever they do, many times they're often told that they're not doing it right, they're doing it wrong, and the woman will just redo it anyway after making the man feel about 1 inch tall. Gee, I can't.
Okay, I don't even care if this is embarrassing to say, but like, I want a boyfriend. I want a husband. I know it's like, we're in the time right now where it's like having a boyfriend is embarrassed, but yeah, girl's been like chronically single or in situationships for like far too long. I'm done. I'm ready. I'm 28. So if anyone has any tips in San Diego for finding a husband, let me know because it's on the vision board. So it's going to happen next year. But we're struggling. Ooh.
Single girlies, help me. Where are we meeting the men? Like, where do I meet a man? Just a little bit of context, like, I'm in my 30s. I don't want to go out clubbing or go to pubs. I don't drink a lot. I don't think anyone can afford in this day and age to go out clubbing all the time, unless you're an influencer and you get it for free. So where are we meeting them? I also get told a lot by guys because I read books and like my own company and like being in my own house, I'm boring. So where do you go if you don't drink that much or you don't want to go out clubbing? Like, where do you go? What do we do? Like, we meeting them at fucking Kmart? Like, I don't know. Where am I meeting them? I just can't. Someone needs to help me.
I understand her wanting a man. That desire is completely normal. But the reality is, a woman who doesn't go out much is going to have a very hard time finding a man, and it becomes even harder when she's in her 30s. The dating pool naturally shrinks, people are more set in their ways, and opportunities don't just randomly fall into your lap anymore. A lot of these women say they're looking for a man, but their behavior doesn't match that claim. They stay in their comfort zone and expect a relationship to magically appear. Comfort becomes the enemy. The same comfort zone that feels safe is also the reason nothing changes, and many men today mostly stay home. They're not hanging around bars, clubs, or random public places the way they used to. A lot of men have pulled back from the public dating scene altogether.
I shouldn't even have to say this, but ladies, if a guy you're interested in, or like, I don't know, you guys are talking on a dating app or something, please don't do that. But if you are talking on a dating app, or you're just talking to somebody, and they invite you over to their house, God forbid if it's the first date, but even like the second, third, or fourth, or fifth, I would say like the first 5 dates need to be them putting in work. If they're inviting you over to their house to watch a movie or to like cook dinner at their house or your house, they're broke and not worth your time. I'm going to tell you that right now. Just don't waste your time. because that is just being cheap. Okay? It's not cute. That is broke boy energy.
I just want to know, where are all the pay my rent boyfriends at? That I feel like at this point I've been paying my own bills for like 100 years and I'm like really tired of it. So where are they? What happened to you guys? Like pay the bills. I'll do, I don't know. I don't really cook. I can clean. I clean a lot. I like it. It's fun for me. You can cook though. And pay my rent. And you can see my roots are fucking rooting. I did get my nails done today though, because it's rather inexpensive. It's only $25 for a gel manicure. Hey, so let me know.
Lady, you are supposed to pay your own bills. You're an adult. That's not oppression. That's basic responsibility. Somewhere along the line, independence got twisted into exhaustion. And now the same women who proudly said, I don't need a man, are suddenly looking for pay my rent boyfriends because they're tired of being strong and independent. What she's really saying is, I don't want partnership. I want relief. Relief from rent, bills, stress and accountability. And look at the offer. She's not really offering femininity, peace, emotional support, loyalty, or building something together. She doesn't really cook. She can clean, which is something any functional adult already does for themselves. And that's supposed to justify a man sponsoring her entire lifestyle. That's not a relationship. That's a sponsorship program. She's not looking for a husband or a partner. She's looking for a man to absorb her responsibilities while she contributes the bare minimum. No vision, no teamwork, no long-term value, just help me because I'm tired.
How are these men real? How are they real? I'm gonna be put in a fucking psych ward! They're all evil. They're all fucking evil. They manipulate you. It's all a game to them. Why did... This isn't a joke anymore. We need to stop saying boys are just stupid. They know how to play They know how to play this fucking silly little games to have you on the fucking string. This is not an exaggeration either.
You need help.
I think I'm less of a feminist than I thought I was. My friend and I were walking into the library and the door is like broken, like the handicap mechanism is broken, I think. So then when you're opening it, like barely open, like it feels like the heaviest door ever. We're like both pulling on it and it's just moving like barely. Finally we get it open enough. This boy comes up from behind us and just walks through the open door and he goes, thanks, and walks through. And we're both just like standing there like, little fucking twat.
So I just found out that I'm not hot, and this was based on a really humbling experience where I'm trying to get 4 men together to help me move a really heavy object from point A to point B, not a far point A to point B either, and I can't do it. It can't be done. I'm in hell. I've tried for days, texting every man I know. Can you please come help me move this heavy thing? It's a piece of granite, by the way. I think we can use that as a gauge. Number 1, can you get a group of men to help you move a heavy object from point A to point B? Number 2, how far can you get them to move it? Because what I need is a piece of granite moved about 15 feet. Cannot gather 4 men to do that. Oh, I can't. I'm going to be hung over that day. Oh, I can't. Football is on. Wah. Number 1, they don't make men like they used to. Because how come nobody wants to be helpful? Little helpless old me? You want me to pick up the granite slab? Why? You're not being helpful. Number 2, I need to level up.
I'm sorry, but this is not telling of how hot you are. This is telling of how many men that you've placed in your friend zone. And it sounds like they all exited themselves without you even realizing. Because if you think that men are just going to give all of that effort, all of that time just because you're attractive and you're literally just sitting there and you're not reciprocating anything back, they are over that. They would rather have a true friend that they're putting effort towards, or they'd rather have somebody that's wanting to be in a real relationship with them. It's that simple. Stop trying to expect things from men when you're giving them literally nothing back.
The reason why she's shocked those men aren't helping her is because they finally realized their value and how much time, energy, and resources they've been wasting on her. For years, men were conditioned to believe they had to jump whenever a woman needed something, lifting, fixing, protecting, providing, with nothing in return except maybe attention or validation. The reality is, these types of women don't want a man. They want the services of a man. They want the labor, the strength, the problem solving, the emotional support, and the convenience, without commitment, appreciation, or reciprocity. So when she needed help moving a heavy object and no man stepped in, that moment hit her hard. Not because men suddenly became mean or selfish, but because the unspoken contract she relied on no longer exists. Men are no longer offering boyfriend-level effort to women who don't want to be girlfriends, wives, or partners.
You're a man and you watch me struggle to put my carry-on in the overhead compartment and you don't offer to help. Jail. What is wrong with you?
That's why guys aren't helping girls anymore, and I have a perfect example of why. So first off, don't yell at us for opening the door. That's the reason why we don't open the door anymore. But I saw this thing on the news that is the perfect example, exactly why men do not help you anymore. So this lady was getting attacked in New York, and the guy gets out of his truck, fights off the attacker. The attacker then pulls out a gun and shoots the guy. The police show up, and the lady then says, no, that guy got out of his truck and attacked me, and the boyfriend shot him in defense. But when the police questioned witnesses and the videotapes of nearby businesses, they saw the truth, and then the lady finally confessed that, yeah, the boyfriend was attacking her, and the guy defended her, and the boyfriend then shot her. This is the reason why men aren't helping women anymore. We get lied and disrespected so much that it's not worth the risk of us being in trouble for attempting to help.
If a man is not putting money in your hand and walking away from you, he is not helping you. Once again, if he is not dropping money in your lap and then walking away from you afterward and leaving you alone, he is not helping you. If he is not offering his protection and service to you and then immediately turning around and walking away from you and leaving you alone, he is not helping you. If the help that he is giving you requires you to give him something in return, he is not helping you. Men are not helpers. They do not do kind things for others, especially women, without wanting something in return. You will be very hard-pressed to find a man who just runs around doing random kind deeds for people without requesting something in return from those people. And especially when it is a woman. If he's not kissing your feet and placing money in your lap and walking away from you and leaving you alone, he is not helping you. There is something that he wants from you, and it's probably some Gucci.
Broke women are a curse and a detriment to your sanity. Any woman who thinks like this, believing that if a man isn't serving her like she's royalty or something, is living in a fantasy world. This mindset is the real problem. These are the type of women who bring nothing to the table but expect everything handed to them simply because they exist. They walk around with this queen treatment mentality, but they don't act like queens. They act entitled. They want the benefits of a stable, responsible man, but they don't offer peace, respect, support, or partnership in return. It's all take and no give. And the crazy part, many of them can barely manage their own lives. No savings, no stability, no emotional maturity. But they're out here demanding a man to fund their lifestyle, fix their problems.
I like men that spend money on me and don't bother me. I don't like men that only spend money on me when they're in my presence. This guy just called me and asked me what I was doing tonight and if I wanted to go out. I don't have an issue with going out tonight. I'm dressed. I'm about to go out with my friends. My issue is he's only going to spend money on me if he's there. Because he's always just trying to he's always like, are you hungry? Do you need anything? All this stuff. But if I ever say I'm hungry, he wants to pick me up and take me to dinner. Just send me the money. And it's the same thing for tonight. And I know that if he was to come, he would pay for everything and he'd make sure all my friends got home safe and he'd drive us everything. Even the guy that we're going out with, he would take care of him. But it's like, just send me the money and leave me alone.
Okay, I'm going on a rampage. Sorry. When did men stop being men? And when I say that, this is not rage bait. This is literally like a real life situation that happened this morning. So to clarify, my father has never taught me how to change a tire because he is from Alabama. My mom is from South Carolina. This is like not my job. That is a man's job, you know? So my tire blows out. I'm in Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I have work at 10 a.m. I'm trying to get to work in Charleston. So I pull off to the Quick Trip. I get my tire out, and I'm like, well, shit, I don't know how to change a tire. So I go in the gas station, and I make a coffee because I'm stressed out. I'm like, okay, this is going to fix me. Let me see if someone will help me, because all these blue-collar men are in here at 6 o'clock in the morning. Not one person offered to help me. Let me reiterate that. So I asked someone, it looks like he's going to a construction site. I'm like, hey, I can pay you. Do you think that you could help me change my tire? Oh, my blood sugar's low. No problem. So I asked the gas station guy, and I'm like, hey, do you know, like, is any of your staff or something, like, can somebody help me? Like, I can pay you, like, whatever. And he was like, you can call AAA. So I'm like, I already did that. Like, it's gonna be 90 minutes. And, like, probably now that this happened, I will definitely be teaching myself how to do this. But it's just like, I don't know, like, protocol would be like, hey, if you see an elderly person or, like, a young girl or something, like, help her, you know? I don't know. It is what it is. I ended up paying, like, a mobile mechanic, like, $150. I'm gonna tag them, actually, because they freaking helped me tremendously, but, yeah, I don't know. Maybe my viewpoints are shit, but...
I think it's hard for these entitled women to understand that no one owes them anything. Imagine next time I get hungry or finish buying groceries and then expect a random woman to cook for me. That's insanity. She said, when did men stop being men? And the answer to that is when feminism became a thing. The question she should be asking is, why didn't any woman stop to help her fix her tires instead of a man? Because that's the part they never talk about. Women demand equality until it's time to get their hands dirty. They want all the perks of independence, but still expect men to jump in the moment something requires strength, effort, or responsibility. They're quick to shout, I don't need a man. But the second a tire blows out, suddenly it's, where are all the real men? And the crazy part, they never hold other women accountable. If a woman sees another woman struggling, why doesn't she step in? Why is the burden automatically placed on men every single time?
How many of you have actually met someone in the wild? At the grocery store, at a club? I don't go to clubs. Like, is this a real thing that still happens these days?
And I just want you to know, as soon as I hear the word female come out of your mouth when you're speaking about a human woman, nothing else you say will ever hold any weight or importance in my mind. You might as well just shut up.
I got attached to my one-night stand. So 5 months ago, I hooked up with this guy, and for whatever reason, I just got attached to him, and he became really distant after we hooked up, and I was like, wow. Okay, I got played. I just kind of felt emotionally wrecked afterwards, and I kept thinking to myself, why am I not good enough for him, and what can I do to be good enough for him? What can I change about myself so that he'll like me back? And this was the second time I noticed myself getting attached over a hookup. I think this was the third time I kind of let myself be convinced by a guy that if I just slept with them first, they would give me something more. And then after this third time, I just kind of realized I think I'm better off avoiding men right now because I can't tell what their true intentions are. So I became celibate.
This is the kind of stuff that happens in hookup culture. She had a one-night stand with a guy, and after that, she got attached to him. Then he became distant. That alone is already a predictable outcome. There was no foundation, no emotional investment, no commitment. So once he got what he wanted, he mentally checked out. And this wasn't even the first time. This was the second time she got attached after hooking up with a stranger, which means the first time clearly wasn't enough of a lesson for her. At that point, it stops being bad luck and starts being a pattern. Hookup culture convinces people they can treat intimacy like it's meaningless, but emotions don't work that way. If you know you get attached, continuing to sleep with strangers is self-sabotage. You're setting expectations where none were agreed to, then acting shocked when the other person moves on. She wants connection, consistency, and emotional security, yet she's choosing the exact situations that are designed to avoid all three.
Hey, note to ladies, when the guy doesn't help you carry your bags and stands there and watches you, listen.
First of all, stop lying. I just got back from the supermarket. I tried to help these two ladies, right? Put a TV in their car. And I went there because I saw them struggling. But you know what they told me? No, it's okay. We don't need your help. As soon as I turned around, I heard a loud boom. You know what happened? One of them dropped the freaking TV from one side.
I just watched this guy stand with his hands on his hips, watching a woman struggle to lift and carry a kayak. He didn't even so much as flinch to offer any assistance, just stood there watching. And we wonder why women would rather just do life on their own.
This is the problem. Women want to proclaim that they are independent and don't need men, but then they will hate on men for letting them be independent. I was raised to break my back instead of letting a woman do this. But in today's society, with how much women want to be independent from men and how much they talk about not needing a man, how are you going to blame men that decide not to help? I'm sure a lot of these men that were willing to help in the past were also yelled at or berated by women for helping them. She claims to be independent. I will let her show her independency. Like I said, I would never do this. I would never allow my wife to do this. But this explains why some men just don't care anymore.
That's right. It's not even that men don't want to help women. Men were made to feel small whenever they've tried to help women. Think about it. If you constantly get told, I don't need you, I don't need your help, I'm strong and independent, at a point it becomes tiring. It wears you down. No man wants to feel like an inconvenience or a villain for doing something simple and respectful. After enough rejection, enough attitude, enough lectures about patriarchy, men learned the safest choice is stepping back. Why put yourself in a position where your kindness gets twisted into something negative? Women don't realize how many men got embarrassed, snapped at or humiliated just for offering a small gesture. It's the same thing when men try to hold doors for women, they get told the same thing. And this happens after a long period. After years of hearing attitude, sarcasm or straight-up hostility, men eventually just stop trying.
I'm telling y'all, men!
Oh, goody goody. Yelling.
You guys need to freaking get it together. Because, oh my god, I want a family. I want kids.
Okay, and?
And you guys suck! You suck.
How so?
Like, in this generation, I am not getting the family that I want. Nor am I getting children because you guys suck!
Still waiting on that explanation as to why.
That's all. Like, do I have to marry someone twice my age because y'all little boys, however old you are, act like little children?
Well, about that.
Because I don't want someone twice my age. But if that's what it freaking takes, like...
Like what? Just a thought. But individuals are not only attracted to what a person looks like, but how they behave. And if a person behaves in such a manner, it's no small wonder that they're not attracting individuals that are more emotionally mature.
Nothing will make me lose respect for a man faster than to be in the presence of a man and he see me struggling as a woman or see any woman struggling and he won't even take his hands out of his pockets or lift his hands to help a lady. Zero respect for men like that. I was just now in a setting struggling to lift an office chair that was really heavy to get it from one place to the next place. And I had to lift it and carry it a short distance. Two men stood by in executive positions and watched me struggle to lift that chair and watched me struggle to carry that chair to where it needed to be to return it to it was a very short distance back to its proper place. Zero respect. I have zero respect for men who will watch a woman struggle. If men will stand by and watch you struggle, Even in lifting a chair, they will stand back and watch you struggle in other areas of your life. When it comes to women, children, and senior citizens, I have a soft place in my heart for those three populations because they are the weakest populations on the face of the earth. To watch a senior citizen, a woman, or a child struggle, and as a man, you do nothing, I have zero respect for any man who will watch a woman struggle and do nothing to help her. It says volumes about your character. Volumes.
A closed mouth doesn't get fed. If the office chair was really heavy for you to lift, why didn't you ask the two guys for help? That's the part that blows my mind. They won't open their mouth to ask, but they'll complain for hours afterward that men don't help anymore. It's like they expect men to be mind readers or psychics. If you genuinely needed help, use your voice. That's what grown adults do. But instead, they stay silent, struggle on purpose, then run to social media to play the victim and blame men for not magically sensing their needs. Meanwhile, if a man needed help lifting something heavy, nobody would rush over to assist him unless he asked, and even then he might get ignored. Men don't get sympathy by default. But somehow, these women believe simply existing means the whole world should revolve around them. Men aren't helping the same because they have to be careful when approaching women, because in some cases where they've offered to help, they were told, "I'm an independent woman, I got it."
You never see men offering women seats on public transport anymore. And I'm not talking about pregnant women or women holding a baby or older women. I'm talking about just normal adult women aged between like 18 and 50, let's say. You never see it. And this is not a man bashing post. To anyone who follows me, I never man bash. The reason that men don't offer women seats on public transport anymore is because of women. They don't know how women are going to react. They think that they might get called out on social media. They think they might get shouted at. They think they might get told that they're like anti-feminism or toxic masculinity. So men just don't do it anymore. Men can't act chivalrous anymore. Like if a man offered me a seat on the train, I would absolutely love it. I would go as far to say that it would make my day. Like just such a simple, small gesture, such a simple, small act of kindness that would just put a smile on your face and make your day better. But men can't do this anymore. They can't do any chivalrous acts like this anymore because they just don't know how today's women are going to act. Now, please tell me, would you offer your seat to someone on the train, to a woman on the train? And again, I'm not talking about older people or pregnant people. I'm just talking about like a general woman that you saw on the train or the bus or any other public transport. Would you offer them a seat? Have you offered someone a seat recently and you've been met with a negative response? Please tell me. I would just love that there be some men out there that still do it and that there are some women that actually still receive it warmly and kindly like I would. Let me know in the comments.
That is true. There have been many women who's been complaining about how men aren't offering up their seats anymore, especially in train stations. And there the reason is why. If we look back, this didn't just happen out of nowhere. For years, modern women have been telling men, "I'm strong and independent. I don't need chivalry, and I can do everything myself." Well, men finally listened. You can't preach independence and then expect traditional treatment on demand. That's not how this works. Women wanted equality. They fought for it. They insisted on it. And men adapted. Now men treat women the same way they treat other men. You get a seat if you got there first. Simple as that. The funny part is, when men acted traditionally, they were called sexist. Opening doors, I can open it myself. Offering help, do you think I'm weak? Giving up a seat, I didn't ask you.
Nobody's helping me. Nobody's helping me. All these men for what? What do you want us to do?
What a lot of women do not want to admit is that this would be exactly them when they get into a situation like this. Because so many women have been fed the message that they have to be strong, that they have to be an independent woman, that is really where their value lies today. But when push comes to shove and they get into a situation like this, they're looking for a man to help them. I don't think there's anything weak about that. I think that's just knowing your strengths and knowing somebody else's strengths. The problem is when you're living in a very peaceful, calm state and you're not falling into situations like this, it's unfortunately a little easy to forget the value in somebody else. The problem is when so many women villainize men as a whole and they say that they'd rather pick the bear than be with a man. They don't realize that in the next instant, if they were out of their peaceful, calm state and they were in a situation like this, they would be looking to a man. And what do you think men feel about that? Because they know this. And do you hear the man in the background saying, how can I help you? Like, he is willing to actually still help. And that is the majority of men. That's what a lot of women don't realize, is that even though you bash them and you push them down, they are still coming up to the plate. And that should be admired.
I bought into the lie of being strong and independent, and it honestly left me completely exhausted and miserable. Society told us this narrative that we need to be these boss babes who don't need anyone, and I fell for it hard. So let me tell you how that worked out for me while I get ready. Also, this is part 3 of my Feminine Energy Mastery series, and today I'm getting really honest about how we've been programmed to reject our own feminine nature. I was brainwashed into thinking that needing anyone made me weak, just like so many other women have been. I was out here trying to prove I could do everything a man could do, but better. And it was honestly pathetic looking back. I was so busy trying to be this independent queen that I was miserable, stressed, and doing everything the hard way just to prove a point. And to be honest, I'm not really sure who I was trying to prove the point to other than myself, which is silly to think about looking back. The whole strong and independent thing is honestly just programming to make women reject their natural feminine energy and exhaust them trying to be something they're not. I was running on masculine energy 24/7 because I thought that made me valuable. I couldn't accept help, couldn't be vulnerable, couldn't just receive anything without feeling guilty. And for what? To prove to who that I didn't need anyone? I was lonely, exhausted, and honestly kind of bitter because I was fighting against my own nature. The truth is, the whole strong and independent narrative is designed to keep women isolated and struggling instead of in their natural feminine flow where they're actually powerful. I had to admit I was sold a lie. Real strength isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to be strong and when to be soft. Stop buying into the lie that you have to do everything yourself. That's not empowerment. That's exhaustion disguised as strength.
Well, she's not the only one. This is happening to a lot of women. Many of them were told to be boss babes, chase careers, prioritize independence, delay relationships, and treat men as optional. Now, years later, a lot of them are realizing that the workload is draining, the pressure never stops, and the lifestyle they were sold isn't as fulfilling as advertised. Being responsible for everything, rent, bills, work stress, emotional regulation, household duties, wears people down, especially when there's no partner to lean on. That's why you're hearing more women say they're tired of being strong and independent. What they're really saying is they're tired of carrying life alone, even though they were encouraged to choose exactly that. Some women are successful going down that route, financially, career-wise, but even many of them quietly admit something is missing. Success doesn't automatically replace companionship, emotional safety, or having someone to build with. Money solves bills, not loneliness or burnout. The problem is, when reality hits, instead of reassessing the path they chose, Some of these women try to shortcut their way out by looking for a man to relieve them, not partner with them.